everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me today. Not long ago I posted a tutorial on how I made this little box and I told you that it was going to be a mini series. Well, today I'm showing you part 2. I'm showing you what's inside the box, and if I open the ribbon, untie the ribbon I should say, and I open up the box, inside we have a rather swish pair of earrings presented on a little pop-up stand. So stay with me, I'll show you how I made it. For this part of the project I'm going to use a piece of basic black which is 3 inches by 6 inches, gold embossing powder and Versamark, and I'm going to be using the falling flower stamps again. Let's begin by scoring the card at 1.5 inches and at 3 inches and at marking at 4 inches, and then I'll flip it over. So it's 4.5 inches, and I'm going to mark at 4.5 inches again. All right. So now I'm going to place this onto my scoreboard, and I'm going to line up this little mark that I made with that first score line I made at 1.5 inches, and I've drawn a line on my scoreboard with a bit of Sharpie, and I'm just going to score like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the other mark at 1.5 inches, line it up with that one, and I'm going to score that. And if I've done it right, which this time I have, my lines should cross in the middle there. Before I get to burnishing these folds, I'm going to do my stamping and my embossing. So I've got a couple of post-it notes which I am going to place along these diagonal lines, because I want to keep my stamping within this area here. Wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't do that, but I've decided that that is what I want to do. So I have plenty of embossing buddy powder on to my card. I'm inking up my stamp with Versamark, lots of tapping, and got my embossing powder ready. Okay, so how do I want this to go? And I think I'm going to go kind of like that. And I needn't have bothered with the post-it notes at all, but there you go, you live and learn. So I'm going to apply my gold embossing powder, tap off any excess, fire up my heat gun on the high setting, and before I start burnishing these folds, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to turn my card over, and I've got a ruler here, and I'm going to come down about 1/2 inch from the top, and I'm going to draw a line across there, and then I'm going to come in, it's about 3/4 inch from the edge, and I'm going to draw a line across it, and I'm going to do the same from this side. Okay. And now I've got a 1/16 of an inch handheld punch, which I picked up somewhere, and I'm just centering, or trying to center, those place where it crosses in my punch, so that when I go to hang my earrings on there, alright, they will appear at an even point. So just going to leave those for now, and I'm going to burnish my folds. So I'm going to start with this one in the middle, which goes that way, and then this one goes that way, and then this one folds like that, and this one folds like that. So you've got mountain fold, valley fold, valley fold. Is that right? Yeah, mountain fold, valley fold, valley fold. That's right. I'll stop and think for a second. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape just here, just to hold the point down in place, and squash that down. That will now pop up when my box is opened. And let me bring back the box, and this will fit inside like that. So let me put some tape along the base here. Centering that inside. Now there is a little bit of room around the inside of the box, so it doesn't fit exactly, but when you open the box it's going to pop up. So these are the earrings that I'm going to be giving. They're made from embellishments from last season's catalogue, actually. Our embellishments are so good that you can use them for jewellery. I found that they were actually, if I put them into the hole I originally put, they were actually a little bit too long. They kind of dragged on the base of the box. So all I did was took my punch and I made 2 more holes a bit higher up. And I'm just going to slip my earrings into the holes. I've got a bit of low tack tape here that I'm going to put over the shepherd's crooks at the back just to stop them from bouncing around too much, and there they are. So if I close the lid, they sit nicely, and when I open the lid, up they pop and present themselves. I want to finish my project off with a greeting, and there aren't any sentiments in the Falling Flowers set, but there are in this set, and it's called Love What You Do, and it's brand new this year in the new annual catalogue. So I've mounted it up on my clear block, and as you can see, it's a photopolymer stamp. I'm going to bring my Versamark ink. I've already given my basic black card, and that's a 3.5 inch square. I've already given it a nice coat of embossing putty. Plenty of light tapping, and I'm going to try and get this straight and reasonably centered. I've got my squishy mat underneath. I like to use a silicone mat. I know some people prefer a piercing mat. Okay, so have a look at that. I'm quite happy with that. Gold embossing powder. A little tray there to catch the extra. Ooh, throwing that all over the table. And I'm doing it again. Just 1 minute while I clean that up. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Lint roller. Okay, and I've also got some embossing powder where I don't want it, so I've got a little brush handy, and I'm just going to flick those bits away. Excuse me while I take a good look at this. Sorry I've gone off camera, but I need to get close to this. Okay, I think I need a little bit more on the F of the friend there. So I shall just flick that in a little bit. I know what I'm doing here. Okay. got my embossing powder onto my stamp, and I'm just so I've got the embossing powder onto my card, and I've just cleaned away any bits. So I've got my embossing powder onto my card, I'm warming up my heat gun onto high speed, and I'm just going to heat it up. And now I'm going to bring back my my flourish from my falling flowers. I'm going to ink that one up, and I'm going to avoid where I've already stamped. I'm just going to bring that around there, and a little bit more onto the other side. Where do I want it? Do I want it like that? Yeah, I think I want it like that. And it's back with the jolly old embossing powder. If there's any in places where I don't want it, then I've just got my little brush. I just brush it away, and some places I haven't got quite enough, so just tap on a little bit more, a little bit there. Okay, and I think now I'm ready to heat it again. Reasonably happy with that. I think if I weren't filming, I might have taken a little bit more time to get rid of the little extra bits of embossing powder, but do you know what, it's okay, it'll do. I mean, it's handmade, isn't it? It's not perfect. Those little bits of imperfections would give it its charm, is the way I feel about it. There we go, and I'm just ticking that inside the lid of the box, and there we go. I think that's quite impressive. And that is it. That is part 2 of this mini series finished, done and dusted. And I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if so, leave me a like, why don't you, or even subscribe to my channel, that would be even better. But for now, thank you very, very much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.